What's good? What's good, man? It's your man, King Ray Ray. Back up in the joint, man. Let's get ready to do it. Welcome to the kingdom. Welcome to the kingdom, homies. I appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. Let's get ready to do this thing, man. Let's get ready to do it. Y'all know we in here doing it like Brutus, like we always do this. Hey, man, if you can hit me loud and clear, put a one in the chat, man. Put a one in the chat. Go ahead and stick that one in the chat for me, man. I appreciate y'all being in the joint. Salute, salute, salute to everybody in the building, man. Big Mo, what's good? Markel, young brother, what's good? Good to see you in the joint, man. Good to see you in the joint. Jerry Kendrick, what's good with you, man? What's good with you? Ray Leon, what's good, man? What's good? Good to see you in the joint, man. You didn't think I know that Leon, did you? Hey, look at here, man. So here's what we're gonna do, man. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna let this one be an open chat. So if you're not a member of the King Ray Ray channel, then you could get this experience and decide if you want to be a member so you could be in the live chat, have this experience all the time, because this is how we do it all the time. I appreciate y'all being in here, man. So let's keep it clean, let's keep it mean, and let's do our thing. All right. So Brown Hornet, what's good, brother? Been a minute, man. Good to see you in the joint. Famo, salute. D Fleming's in the building as well, man. Salute to y'all, man. Salute, salute. Let's get the people, man. Maybe let's give them another minute to get in here, man, before we go ahead and get it in. The benefits of not caring what people think or say about you. The benefits of not caring what people think or say about you. There are tremendous benefits to this, man. Tremendous benefits to it. You would not believe the benefits of not caring what people think about you. And yes, you could think about some of the benefits, the immediate on the surface benefits. But I was having a talk, man. I was having a chop up with my ghetto good girl, man, and we were just having a meaningful conversation, man, about about some things. And that conversation led me to decide that I want to give some information to the brothers, about the benefits of not caring. Because one of the hardest things to do is not care what people think, because a lot of times that means you're going to alienate yourself from those people or alienate them from you. And you end up realizing that life is a pretty lonely journey. You know what I'm saying? You have people around you, but the majority of people around you are around you for business purposes. And then you realize that on a personal level, life is a pretty lonely existence. And so, you have most of the people that you're going to be close to, you're related to them or you've been knowing them for an extended period of time. But life is a pretty lonely journey, man, because every time you level up, you leave some people behind. So when you're on level one, by the time you're on level three, you may not have any of those people around you anymore. You may not have any of those people around you anymore. And by the time you get to level 10, you don't even know how to contact the people you knew on level one anymore. There are a few people that go with you, man, but the majority of the people that you come into contact with, they're in your life for a reason and a season. And very few people are there for a long-term reason, man. That's just the way it is. That's just life. That's how life goes. Am I saying you won't have acquaintances that you know and come into contact with or meet up with or talk to from time to time? Yeah, that's cool. But I'm talking about meaningful people who have a meaningful existence in your life on a daily basis. And so you might as well get to the point where you understand the benefits of not caring what people think. So the first benefit of not caring what people think or say about you is you end up having no excuses to not pursue your goals. You have no excuse. There's nobody around you who can talk you out of it. There's nobody around you who can talk you against it. There's nobody around you who can tell you it won't work. There's nobody around you who can tell you don't do it that way, do it this way. There's nobody around you who can tell you anything. You start to understand that the only people you need to listen to when you're pursuing a goal is other people who are pursuing that goal and have made it further along their journey than you have, or people who have made it further along any journey than you have. If you want a mission to start a business, it don't matter what kind of business it is. Yes, you want some people who have started that kind of business, but you just want people who have started a business and made it successful. And then once your business is up and running, then you need to seek out only information from those who are in that business. You can't learn how to play basketball from a football coach, not in an effective manner that's going to put you on the court. And then he a football coach, hell of a football coach, he teaching you basketball, you can't even get on the field. You got to understand who's the person for the job. You're not going to go to ear, nose, and throat doctor to get a dental implant, are you? Any more than you're going to go to the dentist, man, to get some type of transplant. You're not going to do that. You're going to let your barber prescribe any medication to you. You understand early on that the benefits of having the right people in the right position are an amazing thing, but it's hard to do with the people you have a personal relationship with, because the people you love and respect are the ones most likely to influence you. And sometimes that influence isn't positive. There are some times when that influence is positive, but sometimes that influence is negative. And anybody who can influence you in a positive manner can influence you in a negative manner. Influence isn't broken down like that. Either someone can influence you or they can't. So people who can't influence you in a positive manner, you have to figure out how to cut them out of your life. You have to stop caring what they think. There's always going to be people with something negative to say. For every one person that says something positive, there are 10 that are going to say something negative. So you have to build your life in a way that's going to avoid those people and ignore those people. Before you can avoid those people, you have to ignore those people first. If you don't ignore them, you can't avoid them. Eventually, you're going to be back around them again because you're still valuing what they say, what they think. Can you get information from anywhere? Yes, you can get information from anywhere. But what's the information you want? Do you want positive information? Do you want positive reinforcement? Or do you want somebody, man, that's going to always be a negative naysayer and talk crazy? I tell you which one I want. The number two benefit of not caring what people think or say about you is you come to realize that words are the strongest force known to mankind. You come to realize all of the words people said to you that mattered to you so much before, the negative words and the positive words. And you start to realize that the tongue is a two-edged sword. There's an edge for better, there's an edge for worse. There are two edges to the sword. Whichever one you get cut with whichever one the verbal sword cuts you with is the one that's gonna stick to you, man. Once you start to realize that words are the strongest force known to mankind, not only do you start to not care what other people say about you, but you start to watch what you say too. I'm very careful about what I say. So even if I'm using somebody's life as a lesson, I'm very careful about what I say about people. I make sure I let people know, man, I'm saying this in a teachable. This is a teachable moment. This isn't an attack on you, because people need to know that. The same way the words you're going to use that they may perceive as an attack matter, you saying this isn't an attack matters as well. It's the same way when when you're dealing with anyone in any of your interpersonal relationships, you have to understand that in those relationships, the way you interact with people verbally is the most important thing. That's just the reality of it. You can tell a lot about a man by the words he uses when he addresses people. You can tell a lot about the way a man feels about himself by the way he addresses other people. If you notice if you notice on my main channel, man, I have toned down profanity an awful lot on that channel. Why? Because I don't have to talk like that. I'm a well-read, well-educated brother. I don't have to talk like that. I know words that mean something. And so I implement those words. So when I'm talking to my little hood chick, sometimes man, she just say, you always being technical. You just have to be so technical, don't you? I'm just talking the way I talk. But I get it. To her, it's technical because I've made a concentrated effort to use words that have meaning. So it may come off as a tad bit technical. It may, and it is. I'm not attempting to be politically correct, but I want people when they see me and they see this essence that's coming out of me, like that dude seem like he from the hood. And then when I start talking to you, you realize but that I'm using proper pronunciation, enunciation, and diction when I'm speaking to you, then you start to realize, okay, well, you can't judge a book by its cover. I ain't changing the cover of the book. You're gonna see the cover of the book. My goal is to make you not judge the book by its cover. Because the cover gonna be the same, baby. It's gonna be what it is. So just remember, the tongue is a two-edged sword. For the same way it affects you in two ways, it affects other people in two ways. So you have to be careful of the way you deal with people. Yes, listen, you can talk how you want to talk to someone. Hold on, man. It's a boat down there, man. Boat getting ready to pull out down there, man. Y'all hold off. That might be it. So you got to be careful of that. The same way you want people to be careful of the edge of the sword they talk to you with, you need to do the same. Because it's a two-edged sword. For better or for worse, it's still a two-edged sword. The number three benefit of not caring what people think or say about you is your self-motivation will increase tremendously. Do you know the number one detriment to your self-motivation is allowing other people's words to demotivate you? Man, listen, you can leave out of the house with great motivation. You listen to a couple, three negative people, man, call your mama or call your dad or call your brother or somebody call you with some negativity, man. Before you know it, man, your whole self-motivation gone, man. They done brought you down. That's why I don't allow people, man, I don't allow people to call me for free and tell me their problems. You know what I'm saying? If I got to sit and talk to you about your problem and help you work through them, then that's worth money. Obviously, you ain't worked through them yourself. So if I'm gonna help you work through them, yes, I'm gonna charge you for it because I got to take that energy into my life. That's what people don't understand. People think you should talk to them about their problems for free. Why? I have to, when you tell me about the issue you're dealing with, that energy comes into my life. I have to invite that energy into my life. And then we have to come together and figure out how to navigate that. That's a burden. I'm taking on the burden of your life at that particular point. When I say, yes, okay, let's talk, I'm taking on the burden of your life willingly. So that's how easy it is for your self motivation to be. Here's what you got to understand: not relying on others for motivation equals a predictable support system. You can't predict what somebody else is going to do with their support. You can't predict what they're going to do with their motivation. Hell, they may have a day that demotivates them. So how they going to motivate you when they're not motivated? But you can create your own self-motivation. You can learn the process of self-motivation. You can learn the things that help you motivate yourself. You can learn the things that are detrimental to your self-motivation. You can avoid those things. You can build an environment of self-motivation around you. You can't build an environment of other people motivation around you until you protect your environment with your self-motivation. So even when they stop motivating you, you still got your self-motivation. Yes, every little bit of motivation helps, but your self-motivation is two things. It's a buffer against losing motivation, and it's also a directory to show people what kind of motivation you need. If you're self-motivated, people come around you, they see how you're self-motivated, they buy into that, they add into that. If they come around and you don't have self-motivation, they motivate you on their own terms. And you know what happens when people motivate you on their own terms? The moment they stop motivating you, you lose motivation. You have no motivation because you did not establish your self-motivation first. This is what you must do. You must do this in life. Without self motivation, you cannot achieve anything. You are lost without self motivation. If you're a professional athlete and you can't win because your coach left, y'all got the same team and y'all can't win? You mean tell me all y'all motivation left when he went out the door? You done made it to this level of the game and you can't self motivate? Come on, brother. You got to self motivate. You mean tell me you can't get up and go to the gym without a trainer? You can't listen, if you can't, that's fine. Own that. Own that you can't. But here's the problem. The trainer gonna meet you at the gym. Somebody got to motivate you to get up and go to the gym. The trainer ain't at the gym to motivate you to get to the gym. The trainer will take over the motivation once you get to the gym. But you got to be motivated to get up on time, go to sleep on time. And when you at home, guess who got to put the food in your mouth? You got to put the food in your own mouth. The trainer ain't there to put the food in your mouth. The nutritionist ain't there to put the food in your mouth. They could just give you the plan. You got to motivate yourself to not go over there and get those fries, not go over there and get that burger, not go over there and get that ice cream, not go over there and get that cake, not go over there and eat those cookies. So when you're looking at yourself, you're not pleased with where you are, then you know it was the fact that you weren't self-motivated. If you don't establish self-motivation in one area of life, you won't have it in any. Once you establish it in one area of life, it translates to every other aspect of life. The most important thing you could do is develop self-motivation. The number four benefit of not caring what people think or say about you is you have no problem eliminating negative naysayers. See, one of the main reasons you can't eliminate people, especially those close to you, is because of what the other people close to you are going to say. You can't stop dealing with your cousin because your mama and your daddy and your brother and your auntie and your uncle going to say something about it. Well, guess what? Let them say what they going to say. That boy right there is negative energy in your life. He's not positive in your life. He brings nothing to your life but negative energy and demotivational tactics. That's all he brings. So he must be eliminated, regardless of what somebody else said. People will guilt trip you into inviting people into your life that you know don't belong in your life. People will guilt trip you into eliminating people from your life that you know belong in your life. People will guilt trip you into not believing in yourself because they don't believe in themselves. People will guilt trip you into not believing in them even though they don't believe in themselves. You understand what I'm saying? You have to understand that eliminating negative naysayers is a skill that you must develop young. You must develop that skill young, boy, because you will never achieve anything you want to achieve if you allow negative naysayers to be around you. Man, let me tell you something. Whatever I'm doing, you got one time to speak on the negative, I'm cutting you off. I'm an OG, dog. I'm beyond the point of talking about it. I don't want to talk about it. If you can't feel the positivity in my voice when I say it, hey man, then you don't need to be around me. I'm not finna try to convince nobody to be a motivator or supporter of what I do. If you got one time to speak, listen. If you see me with a woman, it don't matter what you think about her. Man, she could be whoever you think she is. She could look however you think she look. You got one time to say something negative about her, and I'm cutting you off. Obviously, if she's in my life, I'm enjoying her in my life. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why when you look at a cat like Zion Williamson, hey man, obviously he enjoying the women in his life. The people around him are gonna say, hey man, don't do that. But hey man, listen, you only got one life to live. When you young like that, you got to enjoy your life some. You know what I'm saying? You 20, 21, 22, hey man, you have the right to enjoy your life some, especially if you've already set financially or setting yourself up financially. So that you have no choice. I'm cutting you off, man. Because here's the thing: when you don't care what other people say about the moves you make, then your negative naysayers can't lie or beg their way back into your life. They can't have other people lobby for them to be back in your life. Man, once I cut somebody off, they cut off. Once I cut them off, boy, they cut off. I'm talking about cut off. Now, I had times, man, where I don't want to be bothered, where I just be in my own zone. But I'm talking about if I look at a person and say, you are a source of negative energy in my life. I'm cutting you off and you will never be cut back on. You understand? I'm cutting y'all. Listen, I'm cutting you off, taking the light bulb out the lamp, unplugging the lamp, and putting the lamp up in the attic in a box wrapped in some aluminum foil with some mothballs around it. Ain't nobody gonna find it. I'm locking it away in a chest. That's it. That lamp ain't coming back out. No, I'm gonna forget that lamp up there. You know what I'm saying? Might get a whole chest away with the lamp in it and forget the lamp in it. I got a chest full of lamps in the attic, boy. I'm always putting lamps in there. Cause once I cut you off, you ain't getting cut back on. Why? Because I got a life to live. And if you can't be positive on this level of life, I know you're gonna be positive on the next one because it's gonna get greater later. It's gonna constantly get better. And if you're a super hater on this one, you know what I'm saying? If you're a super beta on this one, if you're a super faker on this one, if you're a super trader on this one, then what you gonna be on the next one? You're gonna be even worse. The way to get even better for me, your haters gonna get even worse. As it gets better, they get worse. As it gets worse, they get better. That's how it works with negative naysayers and haters and all the fakers and all the negative naysayers and all the people who have negative energy toward what you're doing. And you got to keep these things in mind, man, because these things will protect you from falling to the wayside as you're moving on through your life. If you don't clear room for the positive people to come into your life, they're not going to come. It's just like anything else. If you surround yourself with negativity, there's no positivity going to come in. And the more you surround yourself with positivity, negativity can't come in. Why? Because you can't be fooled by negativity when you're surrounded by positivity, because negativity sticks out like a sore thumb. Negativity. If you're surrounded by positivity and negativity come in, it's like a Dallas Cowboy fan walking into a New York Giants Super Bowl party. He the only one that have a Cowboy jersey on. You can see him as soon as he hit the door. You know what I'm saying? That's really the kind of energy that it is, man. You have to align yourself. Here's what you do. The number 5 benefit of not caring what people think or say about you, you readily align yourself with positive reinforcers. readily. I'm talking about, man, listen, somebody come into my life, man, they got positive energy, man. I don't care nothing about nothing else. All I care is about the energy. That's it. All I care about is the energy. So even so, we talk things about what we'll do with, like, when it comes to relationship, when it comes to business, when it come to all that. When you run into positive energy that jumps into your life as positive energy, I'm talking about true positive energy. You feel it in your spirit. You're gonna readily align yourself with that. And you're not gonna think about what other people have to say about it, because what they're saying, anything they talk about is what they see or hear or know on the surface. They don't know the energy of it. They don't know what's going on beneath the surface, on an energy level, on a spiritual level, on a mental level, on an emotional level. They don't know what's going on below the surface. And here's the thing about aligning yourself with positive reinforcers. When people bring positive into your life, if you don't care what other people think or say, others' opinions of them don't diminish their value to you. You can say, if somebody bring a positive energy to my life, man, you can say what you want to say about them. It is not going to diminish that they bring value to my life that you probably don't even bring. You understand? It don't matter what you say about them. That energy is real. That energy is what you need. That energy is going to help you grow. That energy is going to help you blow. That energy is going to help you know that that person is a positive reinforcer. You need positive reinforcement on every level. No matter what you're doing in life, you need positive reinforcement. And you can't allow the opinions of people that aren't positive reinforcers to diminish the value that that person has to you, that those people have to you. And the people who are positive reinforcers, their mindset is the more the merrier. Yeah, we're the positive reinforcement. You too? Come on in, buddy. We're brothers. We're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five. That's what it's going to be, man. That's the mindset. That's the mindset. The thing is, people might label you nonchalant, but it's not nonchalant. Not nonchalance, it's just indifference. When you're going a direction in your life, you have to be indifferent to things that affect that direction in a negative manner. It may be just one word somebody says, it may be one action, it may not even be a big deal. But if it's the opposite of something that's going to benefit where you're going, you just have to be indifferent to it. You have to just, I had people all through my life tell me, man, you don't care about nothing. Yeah, I do. I care about what I'm doing. I care about where I'm going. I care about the people around me who are benefiting that process. I care about the people around me who are positive reinforcers. I care about the people around me who understand that the only thing that matters is what we're doing to get to where we're going. I care about those people. I care about myself. I care about the things. I care about my mission. So I care about a lot of things. I just don't care about what you're saying. Because a lot of time people will say something incendiary just to get a rise out of you. But what happens when they get a rise out of you for what they're doing, your energy starts to drop in what you're supposed to be doing. You only got so much energy. If you got 100 gallons of energy and you got it all over here where it's supposed to be going, everything trucking, everything going along, somebody over there get you to drop them 40. Now you got 60 gallons of energy over here. That's a big drop. It's down. You know what I'm saying? You got 60 gallons of energy over here. And then you ain't even manning the ship over here. So these 60 gallons of energy, they ain't even doing the optimal that they could be doing because you over there paying attention to that over there. Keep your energy where it's supposed to be. Don't let negative naysayers and people that don't believe in you and people that have something negative to say about what you're doing, pull your energy over to them. You ain't got no energy to give them. You don't have any energy to give those people. None of us do. So the number 6 benefit of not caring what people say or think about you is you get to live in your truth without doubting yourself. Boy, you live in your truth without doubting yourself. Man, that's something different right there. Nobody can say anything negative. Man, listen, I'm not perfect, so you can't point out the things. You can't point out nothing about me. The things you point out, I may like those things. You know what I'm saying? You point out those things, man. I love those things. If you're 20 and you say, hey, you say old head or whatever. Hey, listen, bro, I'm cool. I'm cool. Cause when I was 20, I ain't think I was gonna make it here. You make it here. Your goal should be to make it here. If your goal ain't to make it here, then you one of them YOLO knuckleheads. You one of them, you only live once. Okay, you only live once, but how not let's make it to be 90 or 100 years old. I don't want to live young once and it ends at 22, 23. That ain't my goal in life. Wasn't my goal in life. You see what I mean? That wasn't my goal in life. Now, you at the point where you got to see if it's your goal in life. So none of those things bother me, man. Like I think about that and I'm like, hey man, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think you just too dumb to know. You just too dumb to know the word OG. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. You just too dumb to know OG. So I look at it, man, and I say, you have to be the best version of yourself. And the only way to do that is to live in your truth. And when you don't care what other people say or think about you, you're living your truth without doubt. And here's the thing. I want y'all to remember this. We're talking about doubt. Why are we talking about doubt? Why are we talking about self-doubt? Because self-doubt is one of the leading causes of depression. Not believing in yourself is one of the leading causes of depression. Deciding that because other people say you don't need to be who you are, you start trying to be somebody else. That level of confusion where you're living as somebody else, there's no, man, listen, I don't think there's any greater source of depression. I think that is the foundation, the beginning of depression. It's to not believe in yourself and let other people tell you that you should live a life that they want you to live, or let other people tell you to be, BOA tells you all the time, be the man of your dreams. Don't be the man of her dreams. Be the man of your dreams. That's your job. Your job is to be the man of your dreams. When you become the man of your dreams, whoever's around you loves the man of your dreams. If the man of your dreams ain't the man of their dreams, then they don't need to be around you. You understand? I'm the man of my dreams. There's some things I'm working on. Yeah. There's some things I'm working on. Be honest with you, man. There's some things I kind of slipped on. Yeah, for sure. But whatever I'm working on, I'm working back to be the best version of the man of my dreams. I've been dreaming of the man I wanted to be my whole life. You've been dreaming of the man you want to be your whole life. Women, you've been dreaming of the woman you want to be your whole life. So why are you starting to try to be somebody else now? Because somebody else, you shouldn't be that person. I don't like that person. Okay, that person don't like you. Only thing I can say if you don't like me is I don't like you. But how come you don't like me? Because you don't like me. You don't even know me. You don't know me either, but you don't like me. I can share that with you. If you don't like me, I automatically don't like you. I don't want to get to know you. I just don't like you because you don't like me. Self-doubt is one of the leading causes of depression. And you have to stay away from self-doubt. Don't let people convince you that you ought to doubt yourself. Don't let people do it to you. Because they'll do it, and because they need misery loves company. So someone who doubts themselves, they need you to doubt yourself too. They don't want to see you confident in yourself, confidently moving through life when they're afraid to do anything, man. When they're afraid to even be themselves, they don't want to see you confidently moving through life. Because a lot of time people they think you're going to leave them behind, and the truth is, you are going to leave them behind. Everybody you know wants to be on the winning team. And if you are the winning team, there are some people who got to accept the fact that they can't be on the winning team. And you know what those people are going to do? They're going to try to talk you against your own belief in yourself. They're going to try to make you believe that you don't believe in yourself as much as you think you do. You don't believe in the process of your progress as much as you think you do. You don't believe in your relationship with God as much as you think you do. You don't even have a relationship with God that you think you have. You don't believe in your ability to resist temptation as much as you think you do. You don't believe in your ability to keep motivated and keep going the direction you need to go like you think you do. You just making it up. You don't believe in yourself like that. That's what they want you to believe, because you know what? Every day they look in the mirror, you know what they see? Somebody who doesn't believe in themselves. And that needs company, brother. Trust me. That's a lonely life. So that life needs company. The number 7 benefit of not caring what people think or say about you. You never have to live with the regret of doing things someone else's way. You never have to wake up one day and realize that you've been living your life for 10, 15 years the way someone else told you to live it. Who on this planet can tell you how you ought to live your life when you were born as an individual, and you will perish as an individual? So you must live as an individual. Am I saying you need to go out to an island and be by yourself? No. Anyone who tells you that you can go and be by yourself, you don't need interpersonal interaction, they are not being honest with you. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that when it comes to the mission you are on in life and where you need to be going in life, it is a solo trip. It is a solo trip. There are people who will help you along the way, but every step of the way, you must be at the wheel. Anytime you leave the wheel, the motion stops, the boat stops, the plane stops, the car stops, the train stops, the truck stops. Anytime you leave the wheel, it stops. So you must man the wheel at all times. And when you live the way someone else wants you to live, you're not manning the wheel. You're not manning the wheel at all. And here's the crazy thing. The worst thing is when you live someone else's way and it fails. You live with the regret of a failure that you're not even responsible for. You let someone else lead you into failure, convince you that you should go in the failing direction, coach you into failure. And another part of that is this: you avoid someone else taking credit for your success. If you're going to do it, you do it your way. What do you think the my way or no way mantra is based on? It's based on I got one life to live. And as much as I can, I'm going to put myself in a position to live this life my way or no way, because I don't want to live it your way. That's not going to benefit me. Listen, if your way will get me more money, I don't care about the money. I want to live it my way because of the joy that comes with waking up every day knowing I'm living in my way. Elvis Presley, and did it my way. Elvis Presley, old school, did it my way, man. When I'm sitting up here, man, I'm 65, 70 years old, man. I'm sitting out in the lake, man, in my big, pretty crappie master boat, man, just sitting on top of this tree, man, just pulling crap out of there, man. You know what I'm saying? Got my bad little young tender out there with me, man. I'm sitting out there. She out there reading a book. Got the canopy over the top of us so we ain't gonna be too hot, man. And I'm sitting over there just pulling them out, man. I want to think back over my life, man, and say, man, I'm sitting right here on this boat because I did it my way. You understand? I'm sitting right here on this boat doing it my way. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I see some people putting Frank Sinatra in there. We gonna find out right now. I hate to take a break like this on y'all, man, but I got to do it. We about to find out right now. I had to find these type of things out immediately, man. Okay, Elvis Presley, my way. I know what I be talking about when it come to music, homies. I know what I be talking about. So you know, a lot of these time they shared these songs. I think Willie Nelson did "Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain." That's the last song Elvis Presley sang live. So you got to think about it. I'm talking about Elvis Presley, my way. The last performance he performed it in from Hawaii. It was a live show. Look it up on YouTube. He performed it on what you call. Look it up. Look it up. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. So the number 8 benefit of not caring what people think or say about you, you don't have to worry about people feeling like you owe them for making you who you are. See, I'm gonna be who I am. I'm gonna be who I want to be. For better or for worse, wherever that ends me up in this life, man, I'm gonna be what I want to be. I'm gonna be who I want to be. And I don't care what people say about that, man. You should do this. You should do this, or you should do this, or you should do this. At the very moment somebody tell me, BOA, you need a stylist, I'm gonna be like, man, I don't care about style. King Ray, we need a stylist. No, I don't. I need to put on these turbans and these dashikis right here. That's what I need to do. This is my style. I don't care nothing about no fashion. I don't care nothing about none of that. You know what I'm saying? If a woman is into fashion, she ain't gonna be into me because I don't care about none of that. Like it don't matter to me. I am who I am, and the people around me gonna like who I am. You're gonna have to like me for who I am. I ain't perfect, but I am who I am. You gonna have to like me for that person. Nobody's gonna be, man. I made him, man. Everything he changed, man. Once the stylist came, or once this label, or once that person, influenced him to do this. No, man, I don't want to be influenced. I am who I am. No influence for me, just support. Either you support or you don't. But influence, nope. No, I'm good on that. So you don't want to have people feeling like you owe them for making you who if it wasn't for me, then you wouldn't be. You remember when you that first time you went to the studio, I gave you the $50 to get the first hour for that song right there. You owe me, it's 15 years down the line. You owe me 9. That's just how people are. They feel like any little thing they did, you owe them forever. Forever. And they will try to sabotage what you got going on if they feel like you owe them and don't give them what you owe them. Even though it's what they think you owe them. Or they want to believe you owe them. A lot of times they don't even believe you owe them that. They just feel like you ought to give them something. No matter how negative they were, no matter what kind of negative naysayer they were, once the ball started rolling, man, you remember that time. And it don't even be nothing major. And you probably done paid the person back 3-4 times over. When you don't care what people think or say about you, you are okay in your own skin. Man, I'm gonna be in my own skin. I can win in my own skin. I'm scared to get out of it because I don't even know what the game I'm gonna be playing. In my own skin, I'm playing the game I've mastered. I get out of my skin and get in some other skin, boy, I'm playing the game I don't even know the rules to. By the time I learn the rules, I'm already down by 50. And every score count 1 point. I'm down by, nah, bro, I'm good. The longer you live and build the life you want, the further you go on your journey in life, the less likely you are to take a wrong turn or to jump off that path, and the less likely you must be. You must be less likely to let someone pull you off that path, push you off that path, coerce you off that path, nurse you off that path, rehearse you off that path. You must not allow people to come into your life and tell you that you are doing the wrong thing in life. Who are they? What are they doing in life? What are they supposed to be doing in life? God tells you show no respect of persons. You can't respect somebody because they got a little money. How did they get that money? How many people lost because they got that money? How many people did they step on to get that money? Don't come to me with no money talking about you know life. No, you know money. Money ain't life. There's a whole bunch of unscrupulous ways to get money. But there ain't no unscrupulous ways to get peace. There ain't no unscrupulous ways to get peace of mind. There ain't no unscrupulous ways to get joy. Plenty of unscrupulous ways to get money. Plenty of unscrupulous ways to get pleasure. There are no unscrupulous ways to be righteous. There's no unscrupulous ways to be so in touch with God, find so much grace inside of God that even your enemies are at peace with you. And sometimes God had to take your enemies out for them to be at peace with you. But who am I to question God? I ain't gonna question him. If that's what he had to do, that what he had to do. The number 9 benefit of not caring what people think or say about you, you never have to start over in life due to missteps and mistakes based on others' oppositional directives and direction for your life. Man, let me tell you something, boy. It's a terrible thing to have to start over because you went the direction someone else told you to go, or someone else led you to go, or you rarely have to start over if you have no direction and someone points you in a direction. You just have to grasp that, okay, this is the direction I need to go. And listen, I have a great amount of respect for people who can do that, who can look at a situation and say, okay, this ain't what I think I want, but maybe this is what I need. Let me see what I need to do in this situation. That's the point in life where you start to think about what you need and not what you want. At all times, you start to think about what you need. That's the greatest shift that you can make in your life. Starting to think about what you need as opposed to what you want. Sometimes what you need will be what you want, but most times what you need won't even have to do with what you want. But the benefit you think you're going to get from what you want, that's what you're going to get from what you need. But there are times in life where you have, man, I've met people who had Ah, man, I'm talking about had opportunities to do big thing, had opportunity, man. I know a chick once who had an opportunity to go be a model, man. They were finna fly her to Africa. Like she just had this look, the high cheekbone, the facial structure. She had this look. Somebody in her life talked out of it. Talked out of it. She regret it right now. That's the biggest regret you'll have of you going in that direction and somebody trying to pull you away from that direction. You're going to do what you think your calling is, and somebody pull you away from your calling. Biggest regret you'll ever have. Because when you're being pulled away from your calling, you feel the energy just fizzling out of your body. You feel it. You feel your energy fizzling out. But you still go that direction. Why? Because you care what someone thinks or says about you. And so you go that direction. I know people who's supposed to be in the league, man. I know a guy, man, who's supposed to be in the league. Let me tell you something. When I tell you the guy with the best basketball player I've ever seen, man, I'm talking about he was better than LeBron, better than Kobe. Man, listen, he's the best basketball player I ever seen. You know what I'm saying? He was better than 85% of the guys in the league as a freshman in high school. You know what I'm saying? I saw the boy run 3 games one time, man. I'm talking about shot at least 10 shots every game, didn't miss a shot for 3 games. Was shooting all over the court. I'm talking about he would go into the hole, they were knocking him down, he was throwing it back up over his head. The boy was a magician. Like it was magical what this kid could do with the ball. It was magical, man. You know what I'm saying? The kid could pass, man. Like he came out of the womb to be that. He was blessed. I'm talking about the best skill, had handles like Steph, could shoot the rock like Steph. I mean, might have had handles like Kyrie, could shoot the rock like Steph, had this nose for the ball like Zion. Wasn't the biggest kid, but had a nose for the ball. When the ball went up, he knew where it was going to be. Got plenty of rebounds. Man, this kid was a phenom. I've never seen a player this good. And I watched college ball, high school ball, pro ball, international ball. I've never seen a player this good. And ironically, the kid's last name was Jordan. Made a decision one night to not go to practice and go somewhere with some knuckleheads. Didn't see him no more for 20 years. Y'all know what I mean. Made one fateful decision one night to make a move with some knuckleheads that he knew, related to a couple of them, didn't see him for 20 years. Lost all that talent, man. I'm talking about, man, listen, bro, that kid would have been, could have been. He had the potential, man, to be literally, to be, I mean, certainly the number one high school player in the country, then the number one college player in the country. Then and back then he would went straight to the league. There's no doubt in my mind that kid would have went straight to the league, man. But here's the thing: the kid from the time this kid was like 6, every day, unless it rained him out or snowed him out, every day he was at the neighborhood basketball court practicing. From the time he was old enough to go down there by himself, man, parents would let him go down there by himself. This kid practiced every single day, all day. He could shoot the three with the left. He could shoot the three with the right. He could lay up with the left, lay up with the right. He could bounce pass with the left, bounce pass with the right. He could shoot free throws with the left, shoot free throws with the right. Man, this kid was a phenom. He could do things you ain't never seen nobody do. So when I used to see Jordan like close his eyes and shoot a free throw from the foul line or shoot with his left hand, I was like, man, I knew a kid, man, that could shoot equally with both hands. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, man, it's just to see that one simple influence by the wrong person. And now he had to start over his life 20 years later. Had to forget about the world he knew and start over his life 20 years later. Without the skills, without any of that, just thinking of memories. Doing what? Doing what we talked about in number 7. Living with the regret of doing things someone else's way and failing. That's a tough situation to be in, brothers. Don't do that to yourselves. And the number 10 benefit of not caring what people think or say about you is you become allergic to being a people pleaser. Let me tell you something, man. Being a people pleaser is an emotional disorder. To walk around living your life pleasing people is an emotional disorder. You have convinced yourself that you are doing it out of love and respect for those people, but you are doing it out of lack of love and respect for yourself. You're doing it out of lack of self motivation. You're doing it out of lack of self appreciation. You're doing it out of lack of self prioritization. You're doing it out of lack of self pedestalization. You're doing it out of lack of just knowing you, loving you, liking you. And this is the greatest detriment of caring what people think and say about you. When you stop caring, being a people pleaser makes you ill. It makes you nauseous to think about being a people pleaser. You're like a people pleaser. Ah, people pleaser. Wow. Why am I going to be pleasing people for what? It doesn't make sense. And let me tell y'all this, man. Life altering decisions should never be made solely for the benefit or pleasure of someone other than yourself. When you make a life altering decision, like if you marry someone, you shouldn't marry someone because that's what they want if you don't want that. But you also shouldn't not marry someone because that's what somebody else wants. If you want that person, if they want you, why not be with them? The problem in this society is too many people are trying to be with people that don't really like them. You got to be with who likes you and who you like. When you like someone and they like you, forget what the world says. Forget what the world says. If y'all gonna y'all fall out because y'all have a falling out. Don't fall out because y'all care about what the people say. So again, 10 benefits of not caring what people think or say about you. Number one, you have no excuses to not pursue your goals. That being said, you have to remember the people you love and respect are the most likely to influence you, whether positive or negative. So you pursue your goals with fervor when you don't care what people say, because when you don't care what people say, you only take the positive and leave the negative behind. Number two, you learn that words are the strongest force known to mankind. And you start to realize that the tongue is a two-edged sword, for better or for worse. And you start to realize the way people's tongue affect you, then your words affect other people the same way. And so you become a better steward of proper interpersonal interaction, verbal communication. You do more verbal communicating than verbal sparring and jarring. You understand? Number three benefit of not caring what people think or say about you. Your self-motivation will increase tremendously because you are not relying on others for motivation. And not relying on others for motivation equates to a predictable support system. If you self-motivate, you can predict that motivation. You know it's going to be there. You know you're going to cultivate it. You control the cultivation of it. You control how much love and nourishment is given. You control how much it changes, how much it rearranges. You control it. You dominate it. You dictate it. The number four benefit of not caring what people think or say about you. You have no problem eliminating negative naysayers. And no one can convince you that you should let them back in. Nobody can come lobby for them. No one can say, hey, I know such and such did this. Why don't you let them back in your life? They didn't mean it. You know they didn't mean it. They like you. It don't really matter who they like. It don't matter what they meant. It matters what they did. They're a negative naysayer. They're gone. And they can't lie or beg their way back into your life because you don't care about what they say or think. The number five benefit of not caring what people think or say about you is you readily align yourself with positive reinforcers. What are positive reinforcers? People that look at what you're doing and have a positive outlook on it. And they have a positive outlook on it. Why? Because they know it's your thing and their outlook on it is going to mirror yours. They are there to support. The only people in your life who are there to support are positive reinforcers. Whoever a positive reinforcer is, you got to have that positive reinforcer in your life. Now, you can't go for the fake up now. You can't go for the fake with somebody always, well, you're so great and you're so phenomenal and you're so wonderful. That's a well-read script. You don't want nobody to deal with you from a well-read script, right? The number six benefit of not caring what people think or say about you. You get to live in your truth without doubting yourself. You get to live in your truth without doubting yourself. Why do you get to live in your truth? Because when you don't care what people say, you get to just dive into who you are. You get to envelop yourself in the truth of who you are. And you also remember how beneficial this is because self-doubt is one of the leading causes of depression. I think it is the foundation of depression. The number seven benefit of not caring what people think or say about you. You never have to live with the regret of doing things someone else's way and failing. Failing when you're doing, if you do something someone else's way and it works out, it may work out, but I promise you, your way would have worked out better. No matter what you think, if you use someone else's way and it works out okay, your way would have worked out better, much better. But if it fails, you will never forgive yourself. You'll always regret because the process of knowing if something is going to work or fail, it takes a long time. And by the time you get to the end of it, you realize that it's failing. You realize, man, this whole time, you know what the first thing you're gonna say? This whole time, I should have been doing what I started to do in the first place. I should have been going my own direction. I shouldn't have let that person tell me that this ain't what I need to be doing with my life. I shouldn't have let that person tell me that that ain't gonna work out. I need to be doing this over here. Now I've been doing this for 15 years and I hate it every day. I ain't got no joy in my life. Then you still gonna end up going back to doing what you. Man, let me tell y'all something. I've been doing content for about 4 years. I started recording content 5 years before that. I started creating content in the heyday of YouTube. 5 years before that, I was creating content. I had 50 videos every morning. I was waking up, going on my back porch, blowing some trees, and I was recording a video. I can't remember what the phone was back then, but I was recording a video every single day. Every single morning, I was doing it. Man, I had like 50 or 60 videos. Never uploaded them. Never. I can't remember who it was, but somebody just kept harping on the negative. Just, man, all they had was bad things to say about YouTube, man. And I was like, yeah, I ain't know nothing about it. So I was like, all right, man, cool. Kind of find out, man, that was the best time for me to get in. I'm cool with when I got in, but that was a time I'm not perfect. So even then, about 10 years ago, I still was listening to people. 9, 10 years ago, man, I still let somebody who I just knew they knew more about it than I did. But that's when I learned in, hey man, regardless of what they know, always research what somebody said, no matter how much they know about it. They could just have a problem with it. It could be a problem that just worked on them. Just because something go bad for you don't mean it gonna go bad for me. So you know what I'm saying? I mean, it is, and I'm starting to trying to shift the content, at least the live streams, back to what it was then. Like what you're hearing on the King Ray Ray channel is what the original content was about. Of course, it included some relationship stuff too, but it was more about, and I may start including some of that on the King Ray, because I don't talk about relationships a lot over there. I talk about another aspect of it, but here I'm talking, I could implement a little bit of successful relationship talk over here, putting God into your relationship and all that. I think I'll start doing that. But here's what I want y'all to understand, man. The number 8 reason, or the number 8 benefit of not caring what people think or say about you, you don't have to worry about people feeling like you owe them for making you who you are. Somebody always want to take credit for who you are, who you became, how you got to where you are. I remember when you did, man, you one never did right here. Boy, you remember that time, man, you finna fight them 5 boys, I help you. Man, boy, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me. Oh, boy, you remember that time, man, you got pulled up by the police, boy, now I came up, man, you gave me the food that you about to take home. I took it on home to your house. Boy, your family would have starved if it wasn't for me. That's the type of thing people say, man. But if you don't care what people say or think about you, man, then you don't have to worry about people feeling like you owe them, because the people you owe, they already got paid. They already been compensated. The other people, you ignore them. You can feel guilty about owing people if you let them convince you owe them. The number 9 benefit of not caring what people think or say about you, you don't have to start over in life due to missteps and mistakes based on other people's oppositional directives and directions for your life. I gave y'all an example. Best ball player I ever saw. Made a decision one night not to go to practice, go ride out with some boys. He was gone for 20 years. Whole life over. Whole life over. Whole bunch of dreams, man. No reality. And the number 10 benefit of not caring what people think and say about you is you become allergic to being a people pleaser. You don't do it because you start to realize that life altering decisions shouldn't be made, should never be made for the sole benefit or pleasure of someone other than yourself. I appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. Famo, SJ3, I appreciate it. Got a couple of super chats up here, man. Let me get them before I get out of here. I do not want to disrespect the support like this, man. P.I. Jackson, appreciate the dub, man. Great to catch you live. Been busy lately. I struggle a bit with being called nice. Have to control the urge to prove that I can be mean. Yep, you got to control that urge, man. Listen, man, there's nothing wrong with being nice. Just don't be, a fool and be taken advantage of. There's nothing wrong, man. We ain't got to be mean. We ain't got to be cruel. You get better results, man. Listen, you catch more bees with honey than you do vinegar. Now I don't know why we want to catch bees, but that's just you catch more flies with honey than you do vinegar. One of them, bees or flies, one of them. I don't know why you want to catch bees or flies, but you get what the saying means. Andrew Franco, appreciate the dub. Always a great showing. Flame, salute to you, brother. I appreciate it. Appreciate you being in the joint. All right, man, let's get ready to get out of here, man. Look, y'all put God first. Keep grinding and growing. And King Ray Ray will be back on the scene once again doing his thing tomorrow, man. Y'all be looking forward to that, man. BOL will be back tomorrow, too. Peace.